So when you open the file, it will look like this. You will have a shaded preview of the dragon in the scene. And when you hit playback, it plays the animation. What we can do, we can change the preview to flat preview. So we might get a little bit faster playback then. So I'm gonna show you some tips on how to move the rig. So I'm going to the tab called animation up here. I click on that, we get to the animation tab. And of course we can move the head. We press this large bone sticking out from the head, so press G plus C and we can move the head up and down. Try to keep pressing G and then press Y or X to make it move the way it's supposed to move. The same goes for if you press the R key for rotate, but then nothing happens if you use this bone. You have to select the head bone. Then you can press R plus X or C or Y key, like that. And to move the whole body, we have some backbones we can move. So I can press G and you see the whole kind of upper torso will follow. If I rotate that, I can move it also. I can take I would call it the pelvis bone. You rotate that, it also moves the entire upper torso. Even the tail follows with the model a bit. You can also press G and C and the whole model will kind of bounce up and down. So press G and C key. And if you push it too far, yeah, the leg will not follow. They're like stuck to the ground, so you have to move them as well. You shift select them, press G and C key to make them move with the model. Okay. But this is a very simple rig. It's easy to break it. So be careful. Just use the R key to rotate or the G key to move. And then you can press X, Y or C to rotate in different directions, 3D directions. What I can say about this model is that it was made in Sculptris. It's free software. I use an old version of Sculptris released some years ago. You can still download the software from probably like sites like FileHippo or those other download sites. So do a Google search for that. But this model, I kept the trees topology. I'm not using quads here. You can see also when you switch to wireframe, we still have the trees intact. Everyone says you should use quads for animation, but if you have a good resolution of trees, I mean, trees will animate pretty well also. They are not that bad. Depends on the model and the details also. So there are lots of things to take in consideration when using trees or quads. But in the end, all quads are often converted to trees for like game engines and for rendering and stuff. But still, it's nice to have a nice clean quad topology, because this would be a mess to edit. So if you want to edit something on this dragon, you have to like sculpt it the way you want it. This is not something to make loop selections and stuff. That's it just becomes a mess. To make this dragon easier to edit, you should convert it to a quad mesh with the quad mesh topology. But that's not something I plan to do with this. This was more like a sculpt that I wanted to animate, so I brought the sculpt directly into Blender from Sculptris, and I just made a simple rig. So this bone setup here it's very simple. There are no pole targets or such, so of course you can texture this model anywhere you want, because I just used a simple material on it, so I didn't have in mind to make this a high detail texture model. So there are some IK going on here, some IK limbs. That's the yellow one. Yellow bones. And you find the IK settings when you go to bone constraint properties, then you see what kind of IK is in work there. So, but I haven't named these bones neither, so it's just a quick dirty setup. Nothing is like named properly or so. It's just lots of bones. But it's free. You can do whatever you want with it. You want to clean it up, make it your own dragon, texture it, that's fine.